Gemini, your weekly love tarot reading begins with a Five of Cups, a Three of Swords, a King of Wands, and an Ace of Swords. Your person in this love connection comes in with the Two of Pentacles, a Three of Wands, another Three of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. At the bottom of this deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So a lot of work being put in. Eight of Pentacles indicates that underneath of all of this, the underlying current or emotional energy is one of focused work, focused attention, putting effort in, right? So let's get right into the reading, Gemini. How do you and your person come in? For you, you're kind of stuck on a previous relationship. There is a past love that you're still aching for, that you're still kind of thinking about and missing and mourning. Your person is coming in with a Two of Pentacles. So this week they are juggling a lot of responsibilities, a lot of tasks. Could be juggling relationships. We're not entirely sure, but right now there's a lot of balls in the air for your person. So we're going to start to get a little bit more specific about this message with the clarifiers. So let's pull out some clarifiers for those Five of Cups, that mourning, Emperor energy, and your person, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, your person is extremely busy with work right now, doing their own thing, their garden. For you, you have Emperor energy coming in, and it almost feels as though in some regards, somewhere along the line, you may have been a little bit arrogant. I feel shadow side of the Emperor, meaning you are missing this individual. This individual is busy with themselves. They have a lot going on. They may even have multiple lovers going on. Right now, they're putting a lot of effort into their own space. And it's almost as if somewhere along the line, you kind of pushed the envelope or you did something. Because as I look ahead, we have a Three of Swords and a Three of Wands. Let's talk about that so I can explain why it feels as though you have so much sadness here and almost some regret. Three of Swords is how you see your person, and Three of Wands is how they see you. So betrayal is there, right? And it feels as though, you know, it almost feels as though you may have been the one to betray them, you know. They see you, they see that you're waiting, you know, you see them hurt, and they see that you're kind of like looking for a sign. But that Three of Swords, you know, it feels as though you did something, you know. And now this reading could be vice versa, Gemini cross watchers. But it almost feels as though somewhere along the line, you were a little bit too arrogant, a little bit too Emperor energy, too much thinking you could have your cake and eat it too. And you hurt this person and now you miss them. You know, they, on the other hand, are sort of doing very well, sort of moving on. Yes, they were extremely hurt. But I think I think that is past energy, you know. You see that in them because I think the guilt, you know, at the moment it's the guilt. This feels like this was a past betrayal, but right now your person is just resonating really well. They're doing really well. And there's a feeling here of having really messed up with a good thing. Queen of Pentacles energy for you, and Ace of Swords for them. They have an entirely new outlook. There's a lot of clarity, and there's also even some victory here for them. Queen of Pentacles, I think for you, Gemini, yeah, it almost feels as though right now, the only thing that you're trying to do is, you know, it's just really work on yourself, but perhaps possibly try to find a new opening with this person. You just miss them so much. And so this Queen of Pentacles comes in a sense of like, you're willing to put everything you can right now into sort of rebuilding with this person. That's again, this Eight of Pentacles is there too. You know, Pentacles energy in a love reading can often indicate very physical nature of a relationship, the physical acts, you know. You're really going to be trying to be around them, maybe support them, help them. It's like you're going to be trying to do, it feels very much like you're going to be trying to do whatever you can, very much to just rebuild kind of the basic connection. They're kind of off on their own. They're doing their own thing. And they're also really beginning to branch out to others and make connections elsewhere. And I think that might be one of the reasons why right now you're also feeling this so heavy. Let's take a look at how you see your roles in this relationship. You see yourself as the King of Wands, and they see themselves in this relationship as a Three of Pentacles. So once again, that king, you know, that king energy, you already resonate with Emperor. That king energy, it feels it feels like you were very much the dominant one in this relationship, and almost as if you're the one who really called all the shots. And it's for that same reason that you kind of got away with something, or you thought you were going to get away with something, and you know, it turns out it kind of backfired. I think your person may have moved on or left. In any case, you feel very, very confident right now about getting them back, you know, and you really don't care what you have to do. You have a plan in place. You're going to be moving forward on that. I don't think you're willing to give up on this person at all. They see themselves, interestingly, here's Three of Pentacles. Yes, they feel themselves kind of right now, the best thing they can do for themselves, and this connection as well, almost feels like, Gemini, is to continue working on themselves and continue sort of making connections in their own life. Their money is up, their health is up, they feel good, they look good, and they want to increase that. They want to build on that. So it's kind of like, you know, you let somebody go and they're doing a lot better. You know, it could be that, you know, in this connection with you, they weren't all that happy to begin with, right? Or perhaps, you know, the nature of the way you were treating them. You know, listen, if you felt as though you could get away with betraying them or cheating on them, and it does feel like some kind of indiscretion, not something that really meant anything, but a real disrespectful type of thing, right? Or event or activity, something that really disrespected them. If you felt as though you could get away with that, then surely, you know, you hadn't been treating them right before either. You know, those things just don't suddenly happen. You don't just suddenly, you know, betray somebody or cheat on somebody who you've been treating really, really well and who you love deeply and who you respect and appreciate. So this has been a steady sort of decline, it feels like, I'm sure, but then there was some event. And so I guess what I'm trying to say here is that, you know, there was an unhappiness, or if at least your person, it feels like your person had really been kept down for quite some time in this connection, and this final blow kind of allowed them to break free from you, and now they're doing exceptionally well. I'm not entirely sure that they're going to be willing to come back. Six of Pentacles, you definitely pull out all the stops. You may be trying to woo them with money or finances or luxuries. You might be buying them gifts or trying to take them out. Yeah, you're definitely resorting to a lot of financial, I want to say, strength to try to get them back. You know, you're leaning into that. Your person is resonating with Hanged Man energy. You know, they're almost unwilling to change their outlook. You know, I'm not sure that you're going to be able to change their mind. They're very stubbornly holding on to what they believe, and sort of their perception of this connection with you, right? Hangman energy oftentimes comes in when there is some kind of inspiration and a person is ready to change their perspective. But in this reading, I feel the energy of frozen, of wanting, not frozen, but wanting to stay, remaining, stubbornly remaining sort of in a certain position, meaning I'm not that entirely sure that this person is going to give you a second chance. Here's some possible outcomes. For you, Ace of Swords, and for them, Eight of Wands. So for you, possibly a victory here if you change your modus operandi, if you change the way you've always sort of fixed situations like this before, you're going to have to come up with something new. You're going to have to come up. They are also resonating with Ace of Swords. Their whole outlook and the way they're dealing with you is also very new and different to what you're used to, right? I think maybe before in the past they've let you get away with a lot. This time they're not. And so if you want this person back, you're really going to have to match that also with a new way of fixing this, a better way, something that, you know, a more genuine way. Certainly something that involves a lot of truth, real truth and clarity, you know, that has to come in, and real communication. Your person, Eight of Wands. Possibly for them, they may just become very overwhelmed. I think they probably have other lovers right now as well. Again, they're juggling a lot personally, financially, but they may indeed be dealing with a couple of other lovers right now also. And so, you know, as you come into them, it's all a little bit much. They may begin to put up some boundaries. Yeah. They may not have ever had boundaries with you before, Gemini. They're unwilling to change their position, and one of the reactions to you trying to get them back might be for them to push away even harder. And it may be for them that they decide to put even more boundaries boundaries in place between you and them, and you know, and they become even more distant, because they just don't want any more of that domineering sort of energy that was brought before. And so insisting on trying to get them back, it's not flattering to them, right? It feels like you're just trying to domineer them again. And they don't like that. You know, your individual, for some of you, is not going to like possibly these possible outcomes. And of course, these tarot readings are not going to resonate for everybody. And the choice is yours. But it feels as though for some of you, they're going to be putting in even more boundaries. Spirit of the Black Rose, Spirit of the Dwelling Place, and Spirit of Skulls. Yeah, a lot of darkness, right? This is my Spirits of Darkness and Light Oracle deck. And we have Spirit of the Black Rose, tragic romance, despair, revenge. Spirit of the Dwelling Place, home, structure, foundation. And we have Spirit of Skulls, depression, illness, and melancholy. Yeah, there's a lot of melancholy I feel here on your part, because I think ultimately you realize you made a really big mistake, and all of the things that you've always relied on before, all of, you know, money or flattery or suddenly paying attention, the things that worked for you before to bring someone around or to bring this person back around into your arms just aren't working this time. And I think it really dawns on you that, oh my gosh, I really may have put the final nail in the coffin of this relationship. Nevertheless, we do have Sea Serpent and Dolphin coming in. So the Sea Serpent is an ether animal spirit. It is associated with the second chakra, which is located in the, you know, in the pelvic bowl. This is where all of our creative passion and desire comes from. It is all about creativity and the desire to reinvent, recreate. You know, the whole, you know, it is the infinity of creation. How we always end up at new stages. We always end up at the end of one stage and at the beginning of another stage. You know, the novice, the master, and it's very much a cycle like that. And so this really indicates that right now you're going through a particular cycle of change. Dolphin, water energy. Dolphin is all about healing. The dolphin has a unique ability to bring whatever is necessary to a particular situation in order to heal, right? And so whatever is needed for, you know, for your heart and your head and your spirit, the dolphin knows. And so it is the highest animal spirit for healing. And so in this instance, there is some healing. You know, there's strong energy for healing to come in on the other side of all this pain. But it kind of makes sense because there is so much pain. There is such a deep wound. But the healing process may not necessarily mean that you get back together. Sometimes people think that healing is all about sort of reconciliation. Sometimes there just is no reconciliation. It just doesn't happen. It's just not, you know, it's not on the cards, as it were, right? But healing still needs to happen. Healing is separate from that, you know. And so it feels like in this instance, there are some energies here to help you heal from this, to help both of you heal from this. But certainly the most definitive energy coming through for you over this next few weeks, Gemini, if you're resonating with this in this love connection, it's just a feeling of deep loss and regret and having made a huge mistake, and everything that you're doing now being very much too little too late. All right, everyone. Gemini, thank you so much for joining me tonight for your weekly love tarot reading. I do hope you got something out of it. If you did, go ahead, like, subscribe, or share my content. All of that really helps my channel and helps my content to get out there, and I really appreciate when you do that. But for right now, guys, I wish you love, life, and happiness, and I hope to see you all right back here on my channel next Tuesday for your weekly love tarot reading. Bye-bye now.